Welcome to Golden Years Wisdom, where ancient wisdom, spiritual truth, and practical transformation come together to awaken your life from the inside out. In today's video, I'm going to guide you through something that's profoundly simple, yet incredibly powerful. It's about salt, not the kind you sprinkle on fries and forget about, but a sacred substance, a divine mineral that has been revered across cultures and spiritual traditions for thousands of years. Salt isn't just something you cook with. It's a spiritual ally, a purifier, a protector, and yes, even a magnet for abundance. I'm going to reveal the one specific spot in your home where placing a simple glass of salt water shifted my energy, transformed my financial life, and set into motion a series of miraculous moments that I never could have anticipated. It completely changed my life, and it just might change yours too. I know that's a bold claim. But this isn't something I read in a book or saw in a video. This is something I lived, tested, experienced. What I learned wasn't superstition. It was about vibration, energy, and frequency. It's backed by ancient spiritual practice and affirmed by modern science. If you've been feeling blocked lately, if the energy in your home feels heavy, if your mind has been foggy or your path toward prosperity feels like walking through mud, stay with me. Because today, I'm walking you step by step through one of the most transformational rituals I've ever done. Yes, it involves salt. But more importantly, it involves a shift in frequency, a realignment of your spiritual energy, and a restoration of peace in one of the most important spaces in your life, your bedroom. This might be the missing piece you've been looking for. Salt has always been more than just a seasoning. Across history and around the globe, it has played a central role in sacred rituals and spiritual ceremonies. From ancient Egypt to traditional Chinese medicine, from Native American purification practices to holy scriptures, salt has held a deeply revered place. In the Bible, for instance, salt was seen as a symbol of covenant, so important that God Himself commanded that every offering be seasoned with salt. Every offering of your grain offering you shall season with salt. You shall not allow the salt of the covenant of your God to be lacking from your grain offering. That's from Leviticus 2 verse 13. Why salt? Because it purifies, it preserves, and it holds energy in alignment. It binds what is scattered, and it maintains what is sacred. When you bring salt into your spiritual practice, you're not just tapping into an old tradition. You're aligning yourself with a powerful universal force that knows how to clear, cleanse, and reset energy. Salt isn't passive. It doesn't just sit there. It moves. It absorbs. It neutralizes. It brings things back into order. It's one of the simplest tools with one of the most profound energetic effects. And now let's look at this from a scientific perspective. Because for those of us who like to understand the why behind the what, science gives us some truly incredible insights. The truth is, everything is vibration. Say that out loud, or write it in the comments right now to anchor it into your consciousness. Everything is vibration. Your body. Vibration. The phone or computer you're watching this on. Vibration. The air you're breathing, the chair you're sitting on, the salt in your cabinet. It's all energy, vibrating at different frequencies. On a microscopic level, everything in your world is made up of particles. Your body is made of tissues. Tissues are made of cells. Cells are made of molecules. Molecules are made of atoms. Atoms are made of protons, neutrons, and electrons. And what are those made of? Quarks. Pure energy. The deeper science goes, the more it discovers that matter is not solid at all. It's energy, structured and vibrating in specific ways. What does that mean for your daily life? It means that everything you see, touch, think, and feel is vibrating. And not only that, it's interacting. Your energy affects the objects in your space, and their energy affects you. That's why salt is such a potent ally. It interacts with the energetic field of your environment. It doesn't just sit idly in the room. It works. It balances. It harmonizes. It draws in energy and either purifies it or neutralizes it. It's like a filter for your frequency. And now, let's bring it home. Literally. There's one specific place in your home where this ritual becomes especially powerful, and that's your bedroom. And this is not by chance. Your bedroom is the energetic sanctuary of your life. It's where you retreat. It's where you dream. It's where your subconscious does its deepest processing. It's the final energy your senses absorb before you surrender to sleep. And during sleep, while your conscious mind powers down, your subconscious keeps working, processing, creating, receiving insight and spiritual downloads. So spiritually speaking, whatever energy is lingering in your bedroom, especially near your sleeping space, becomes part of your subconscious environment. It influences your thoughts, your dreams, and your emotional energy when you wake. Just one restless night, one heavy dream, one energetic disturbance in your room can alter your mood, cloud your mind, and dim your vibration for the entire day. That's why placing salt in your bedroom isn't just a clever little trick. It's a form of spiritual hygiene. It's maintenance for your energy field. And its effects go far beyond better sleep. It can influence the way you think, feel, and attract. Now let me tell you how this ritual changed my life. A little while ago, I went through a period where everything felt stuck. Finances were blocked. My mind felt foggy. I was exhausted, unmotivated, and everything felt off. I was doing all the things I knew, praying, meditating, journaling, staying positive, but nothing seemed to shift. I felt like I was pouring energy into a cup with holes. Then I came across this salt ritual. I was skeptical, but I was also open. I had reached that point where I knew something had to change. So I did it. I placed a glass of salt water near my bed. I spoke a few intentional words over it. I went to sleep. The next morning, something was different. It wasn't just in my mind. The energy in the room had changed. My body felt lighter. My thoughts were clearer. And in the days that followed, things began to shift. Financial opportunities began to show up. Old clients reached out. Money I had forgotten about came back. New ideas began flowing like a river that had finally been unclogged. I knew then that this wasn't about superstition. It was about vibration. The salt didn't do the work alone. It was my intention, my focus, my energy that activated it. The salt was the conductor, the amplifier, the tool, but I was the source. And now, let me walk you through exactly how to do this. It's simple, but don't underestimate its power. You'll need just a few things. One clear glass cup. Make sure it's glass, not plastic or metal. Plastic disrupts energy and lowers vibration. Glass has a neutral frequency and allows energy to move freely. Fill the cup about 3/4 of the way with clean water. Filtered or bottled water is best, because the purer the water, the stronger the vibration it can hold. Next, add 3 generous tablespoons of salt. You want to use sea salt or Himalayan salt, not table salt with additives. This is about frequency, and natural salts hold a pure, unprocessed vibration. The number 3 is powerful. It symbolizes completeness, wholeness, balance. Think mind, body, spirit, past, present, future, creation, preservation, transformation. Then, stir the mixture. But not just any way. Stir clockwise. This direction mirrors expansion, manifestation, forward movement. It's the direction of creation. As you stir, do it with full intention. This isn't about going through the motions. Speak either aloud or silently in your heart. This salt cleanses and purifies. This water holds light. This energy restores peace. This vibration aligns my space. Or create your own words that match your desire and intention. Let them come from the soul. Once stirred, place the glass beside your bed, not too close that you might knock it over, but close enough to influence the energetic field around where you sleep. Let it sit overnight. You don't need to touch it or look at it again. It will do its work. In the morning, observe the water. Sometimes you'll see bubbles, sometimes cloudiness, sometimes crystals form. That's not just salt. That's energy being absorbed and neutralized. Dispose of the water by pouring it down the drain or outside into the earth. Rinse the glass thoroughly. You can repeat this ritual weekly, or any time you feel the energy needs refreshing. Remember, it's not about superstition. It's about consciousness. It's about energy. You are a powerful being, and the tools you work with respond to your intention. Salt is just one of those tools. When you align your heart, your mind, and your space, transformation is inevitable. The frequency you hold determines what you attract. Let that frequency be one of clarity, peace, and abundance. Repeat the words "my life" again and again for a full 3 minutes. What you're doing in this moment is more than just repetition. You're charging the water with your intention, your personal energy, your unique vibration. Dr. Masaru Emoto's research proved something remarkable. Water has memory. It responds to words, to emotion, to frequency. When you speak anger or chaos into water, it forms distorted, fragmented, and erratic crystals. But when you speak words of love, gratitude, truth, and peace into water, it creates beautifully intricate and balanced geometric shapes. This is proof that your words matter. Your emotional frequency matters. The energy you direct towards something, even something as simple as a glass of water, shapes it. And in turn, it shapes you. Now that your water is charged, where do you place it? This part is critical. Placement isn't just a detail. It's everything. Set the glass beside your bed, but not under it. That's a common mistake, and it makes a big difference. The area under the bed collects stagnant, unmoving energy. Placing something active like a glass of salt water there can have the opposite of the intended effect. It can disrupt your sleep rather than support it. Instead, use your nightstand if you have one. If not, any small table next to your bed, on either side, will do. Think of this glass not just as an object, but as an energetic protector, a silent guardian working while you rest. It absorbs heaviness, confusion, and negative energy that you may carry into your sacred space. It works quietly, without needing your conscious attention once it's placed, but don't underestimate its power. It is pulling in low vibration, purifying it, and replacing it with harmony and peace. So how long should it stay there? 3 nights. That's the sacred number. Leave the glass undisturbed for 3 nights, no more. If the water becomes cloudy, murky, or develops an unpleasant smell before that, don't wait. That means the salt has absorbed more energy than expected. It's done its job, and it's time to dispose of it. But not just any way. How you release it is important. Pour it into the toilet, not the sink. Don't toss it outside. This isn't ordinary water anymore. You're not just throwing away liquid. You're releasing energy that's been gathered and neutralized. Let it go completely. Then, if you feel called, make a new glass and begin the process again. You can do this every 3 nights, once a week, or simply whenever the energy in your space feels off. The key is to be intentional. This is more than a ritual. It's a recalibration of your spiritual atmosphere. Let's take this even deeper. Your bedroom is not just a room, it's a spiritual gateway. It's the portal where your physical body surrenders and your spirit enters new realms. Each night as you fall asleep, your consciousness shifts from the external world to the inner, from the physical to the spiritual. The veil between this world and the unseen becomes thin. That's why dreams carry messages. That's why nightmares and spiritual encounters happen most often at night. It's a sacred time, but also a vulnerable one. If your bedroom is not spiritually clean and energetically aligned, you'll feel it. You'll wake up not refreshed, but depleted. You'll feel foggy, irritable, or anxious without knowing why. The salt ritual transforms your bedroom into what it was always meant to be: a sanctuary of peace, a sacred temple for spiritual downloads, healing rest, and divine encounter. Now let's talk about the powerful intersection of science and spirit. At night, your conscious mind shuts down. Your logic, your to-do lists, your decisions, all of that goes quiet. But your subconscious? That part of you never sleeps. It keeps your heart beating, your lungs breathing, your organs functioning, and it continues to absorb, process, and manifest everything you've fed it throughout the day. That's why the final 15 minutes before sleep are so crucial. What you watch, what you think, what you feel, what's surrounding you in your space, it all enters your subconscious and begins broadcasting from there. Your subconscious is like a transmitter, always sending out a signal. That signal, the frequency of your beliefs, your emotions, your energy, determines what you begin to attract. That's how the law of attraction functions on a spiritual level. So imagine going to sleep angry, worried, or immersed in low energy. That becomes the vibration your subconscious projects. And the next day, that's what you pull toward yourself, more of the same frequency. But if you take a few intentional moments to purify your space, to speak life into a glass of water, to align your thoughts and frequency with peace, with trust, with divine order, you've just shifted the signal. You've just reprogrammed your spiritual GPS. And what happens next? Life starts responding. Opportunities come. Peace returns. Clarity appears. It's not magic. It's alignment. Now pause and ask yourself this. What happens when you don't cleanse your space? When you go months without clearing out the energetic residue of stress, arguments, disappointment, grief? The effects build slowly, but they're real. I've seen it time and time again in my own life and in others. You might feel inexplicably tired, even after a full night's rest. Financial flow starts to slow down. Opportunities dry up. You forget things. You can't focus. Your emotions start to shift. You feel irritated, overwhelmed, hopeless. You might feel like your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling, like heaven has gone quiet. But it's not that you're being ignored. It's that your space is congested. Just like your body needs a shower and your home needs tidying, your energy field needs purification. And the salt ritual is one of the most effective, accessible places to begin. And before we wrap up, I want to share a few bonus salt rituals that have made a real impact in my life. First, salt in your shoes. This one is simple, powerful, and hardly anyone talks about it. Take a small pinch of natural salt, sea or Himalayan, and sprinkle it in a small circle in each shoe. Why? Because most modern shoes have rubber soles, which disconnect us from the Earth's natural grounding energy. Salt re-establishes that energetic connection. It also serves as a subtle barrier between your energy and the vibrations you walk through daily. Try it before a tough conversation, a stressful meeting, or just on a day when you need to stay clear and steady. It works. Next, the salt foot soak. If salt in your shoes doesn't resonate, this is a beautiful alternative. Fill a small basin with warm water and add a generous amount of salt, Epsom, sea, or Himalayan. Soak your feet for 10 to 15 minutes. Not only does this relax your body and pull out physical toxins, but it also draws out energetic debris you've picked up throughout the day. It's deeply calming and can help you sleep more peacefully. Even doing this once or twice a week can help you feel clearer, more centered, more whole. And of course, there's the salt bath. This is a favorite of mine and something I try to do regularly. If you have a bathtub, pour in 2 to 3 cups of salt and soak for 20 to 30 minutes. Light a candle. Play soft, sacred music. Make it a moment. Invite the divine in. Let it be holy. If you're pressed for time or don't have a tub, no problem. You can still rub salt on your skin in the shower, gently, intentionally, and rinse it off. It still works. It still clears. You'll feel the shift almost instantly. So what's the bigger message here? God has placed tools all around us. Elements from nature, salt, water, light, sound, oil, air, carry spiritual properties. They are physical forms with divine purposes. Salt is not the source of power, but it is a sacred conductor. The true transformation happens when your intention, your prayer, your belief, and your faith meet physical action. That's when miracles happen. That's when you move from hoping to receiving, from desiring to embodying. So tonight, try it. Create your glass. Infuse it with your heart. Place it beside your bed. Watch and feel what unfolds. You might just wake up feeling different, clearer, lighter, more aligned. Because when you change your frequency, you change your life. When you cleanse your space, you create room for blessings to flow. When you speak truth over water, that truth flows back into you. You are powerful. You are magnetic. And you are co-creating with every breath, every word, every intention.